All right, folks, what's the question on everybody's mind today with Bitcoin hovering around 21,200? Well, everybody wants to know, is BitBoy Crypto going to get his money back?
Pissed.
Yes, BitBoy is pissed. He lost 3 million in Celsius after shilling Celsius for 3 years. So sometimes the karma does suck. But let's see. So basically, what I think is going to happen with Celsius, I think there's a very good chance people may actually get their money back. I think there's a good chance BitBoy may get his money back. That's why I made a video yesterday saying that he probably came out a little too soon bashing Celsius. Now, there's no guarantee, and I think Celsius freezing funds, at least freezing withdrawals, was a smart thing to do because what that does is it protects a bank run where everybody comes to get all their money out and they don't have enough money, and then they basically are screwed. You basically suck them dry and there's nothing left. So they actually had to do this. This doesn't mean Celsius is a good company. Celsius was going to crumble to the ground. It was bound to happen. Definitely a Ponzi. The founders of Celsius or whoever's running that Ponzi definitely took people's money and they put it in very, very high risk assets. And of course, that eventually blew up on them when we went into a bear market and everything crashed. So the question is, it really depends on the market. Celsius has a liquidation price right now of about 17,000, $16,852. That means if Bitcoin drops to that level, Celsius is no more. Now, what could happen is if Bitcoin's coming close to that level, they can actually get funding from somebody, venture capitalist or whatever, and maybe they could lower that down to 14,000. If you remember, Michael Saylor had a liquidation price of 21,000, and he actually, I believe, brought that down to like 6,000. I think it's down very, very low for him. That could happen with Celsius as well. And the odds of Bitcoin going down to 16,000, I don't know. I think it will probably, I mean, I'm not going to say it's going to probably happen. It could happen. But the longer it takes to happen, the better off Celsius is going to be. For example, right now we're a little bit bullish in the market. Well, I'm not going to say bullish, but at least there's a little bit of something. If Bitcoin can make it back up to 24, 25, $26,000, that may be to the point where Celsius can actually let people take their money out. Maybe you won't get all your money back. Maybe you'll get 80% back. Maybe you'll get all of it back. I don't know. But what we need to see right now to get your money back from Celsius and to make it so BitBoy doesn't go back on crack or do anything crazy, we need Bitcoin to just go up for the next week or two, at least get back up to $25,000, $30,000. At that point, I do believe that Celsius will be able to open up withdrawals again on a limited basis and let people take a good portion of their money out. Now, the problem is Bitcoin's been very, very weak lately. We basically dumped down to $20,000 already. So dumping down to 17,000 is definitely in the cards. So I would say right now, there's a 70% chance you'll get your money back from Celsius because Bitcoin won't drop down to 16,000. But there's also that 30% chance that we're going to crumble. Now, what I'm thinking is there's a good chance, and I follow Gareth Soloway as well. There's a good chance Bitcoin may be bullish for the next couple of days, maybe the next week. If Bitcoin can stay around $25,000 to $30,000 for a little bit and doesn't dump down, like say we're bullish for the next couple months, and then end of summer Bitcoin decides to take a dump and go back down to 15,000. By that point, I think we'll be okay because by that point, I think Celsius would have been able to pay everybody back at that point. So what we need to see is bullishness or some stability in the markets for at least the next few weeks. And I think if we can see that, we can see Bitcoin hover around $20,000, not go beneath $20,000. I think people are going to be okay with Celsius, and I really hope people are okay. As much as I like to see, BitBoy get his connuppins, or whatever they call it. Now, I have to remember, I like to pick on BitBoy, but the guy, I know he says he's clean now and he doesn't shill any projects and shill any scams. He spent 2 years shilling scam projects. A lot of projects that he shilled a year ago or 2 years ago turned out to be giant scams or they went to complete zero. So I don't feel bad for him in this respect, but I do feel bad for all the people who listen to him. I've been trying to warn people for years about BitBoy and about all these charlatans like Crypto Banter. That's actually why I started this YouTube channel, because I would just like ramble around the house screaming, like, how are people listening to these people? So I just started this YouTube channel just to ramble, and I don't really care if I get views or if I get banned or whatever. This is just, I don't know, this is something I'm doing for fun. But these guys have definitely led people down into the shitter. So hopefully, coming out of this, going into the bull market in a couple of years, people will realize that he was giving bad advice, and Crypto Banter was giving bad advice, and all the other guys were giving bad advice, and maybe the next bull market people won't listen to these guys. But the problem is a new bunch of suckers come in every couple of years to the bull market. You have to remember, retail isn't in the bull market in the market right now. So next year or the year after, when we go into a bull market, it's going to be a whole new group of people. So that's how these guys survive. Anyway, folks, that's it for now. We'll see what happens with the market. I think, like I said, I think there is a good chance you'll get your money back from Celsius. I think they're doing everything possible to get your money back, but it is very sad. You know, you go on the Twitter, and it's just people basically telling all their sob stories. And a guy put like 50 ETH on there, going to put a down payment on the house, and you know he's worried that he lost it all. They're talking about class action lawsuits. A lot of people are kind of mocking bitboy a little bit. Here's a guy who says, I had 45 ETH saving to buy a new house. Now that's stuck on there. I can't even look his family in the eyes. Folks, this is crypto. This is how it is. That's why I don't even like crypto all that much. I just see crypto as a way to make money. Everybody in crypto gets scammed. Every single person. I've gotten scammed in crypto by having my seed phrase stolen a couple years ago. I've been in exchanges that have gone under. I've learned my lessons in crypto, but even now I can still get scammed. Anybody can get scammed, but it sucks to see people get scammed on this giant level. Like they've had hundreds of thousands of dollars like invested in these projects. Folks, like I said in my video yesterday, keep your money on a private hardware wallet where you have the keys, or keep it on a centralized exchange and use two-factor authentication. Coinbase, Binance.us, the Winklevox Twins exchange. I can't remember the name of that one, but anything that's basically regulated by the U.S. government, because these, like Celsius, is not even a U.S.-based company. You know, it's just some guy running it out of like, you know, what is it, like Korea or something, or South Africa? I don't even know, but the guy is not. Clearly it was bound to crumble. And that's why I said in my previous video, the SEC, people say, oh, the SEC doesn't want us to earn 10% interest on our stable coins because they're competing with the banks. Oh, they're competing with the banks. They're sticking up for the banks. No, dum-dum. If they're offering you 10% interest, that means they're fucking around with your money. That means they're taking your money and they're lending it to the jackass down the road who has no credit, and they're making him pay 50% interest on it. They're charging him 50% interest. Then when he pays back, they give you 10%, they make 40%. But eventually you get a bunch of those people not paying back their loans. Then you get a bank run, which you just saw, and the whole thing crumbles. It's basically a Ponzi scheme. If the bank operated like this, they'd last for like a week. And also remember, when there's a bank run at your bank, your money is insured by the FDIC. So even if you can't get your money right then, you'll definitely eventually get it because it's insured. With crypto, when it's gone, it's gone. So do not put all your money in this shit just so you can make 10%, or I think people were making like 7% on freaking Celsius. It's like, folks, and the average person has like $5,000, $10,000 on there. So you're making like what, $40 a month? I mean, you can drive for Uber for an hour and make that. What do you freaking people? All right, I understand a lot of people are new to the market. I've made mistakes. We all make mistakes, but folks, you got to be smarter than that with your money. That's why we have banks, and that's why we have regulators, because 90% of the population is completely incompetent. So people are starting to see that now. And especially when you have shillers out there like BitBoy, who've been shilling Celsius and all these other scams for the last 3 years, it's just not a good situation. And if you notice, I've said this in previous videos, the reason the American-based YouTubers aren't shilling the scam projects anymore, they're not talking about Bybit and they're not talking about Celsius, is because it's illegal. The SEC stopped it. That's why you still see all the foreign YouTubers, Crypto Banter, pick your foreign YouTubers, they all promote Bybit, Celsius, or at least they did, and all the other high-risk trading platforms, because it's still legal for them to do it. Eventually, it won't be legal for them to do it. But as of now, it is. These American-based YouTubers didn't stop shilling Bybit or Celsius or BlockFi because they have morals. They did it because the regulators made them stop, and that's what people have to understand.